Shida continues to strengthen its reputation as a Japan-based weighing and packaging innovator while pursuing the digitization of weighing solutions. As we build on our existing expertise in weighing, we're developing new technologies in the areas of packaging, inspection, display, and information systems.
Since Ishida System Malaysia Sdn Bhd provides food weighing and packaging machines, the company has an enclosed storage which is identified as a confined space to keep the spare parts and equipment of the machine and scales. Hence, manual handling of the spare parts and equipments are done by the workers. The work activities identified when stacking shelves and manual handling are lifting, lowering, pushing, pulling, carrying, moving, or holding any goods which has to be moved onto or removed from the shelves. The movement of goods also be associated with other manual handling risks such as ladders, moving trolleys, or moving items from pallets using forklift because it involves heavy load that may be difficult to lift and carry by the workers himself. The store is crammed with equipment and spare parts, which usually forces workers to assume awkward posture such as bending or twisting when manual handling. The store will not usually require any special ventilation arrangement since the doors are always kept open during loading and unloading of goods. However, because the storage area is an enclosed area and temperature inside can get high, hence fan is provided to increase ventilation. Before the process of identifying any hazards begin, let us understand the concept of hierarchy. The first work activity is manual handling. There are two hazards identified. First is ergonomic hazard, which causes back pain and muscular strain in workers. The risk rating is 6, which is medium, and the recommended countermeasure for this hazard is to develop a body system and to train the workers to learn appropriate lifting techniques. The second hazard is physical hazard, which can be found when climbing up or down of the staircase, any obstructions found along the route, and dusty surfaces, which can all cause slip and trips, sprains, and body injury in workers. The risk rating is 6, which is medium, and the risk control recommendation is to carry out periodic workplace safety inspections or audits monitored by the safety committee. The second work activity is storing and stacking materials. There are also two hazards identified. First is struck by materials or being caught in pinch point, which can cause cuts and bruises caused by the falling materials that have been improperly stored. The risk rating is 6, which is medium, and the recommended countermeasure is to put a signage of stacking height warning on the shelves. The second hazard for storing and stacking material is awkward posture due to minimal space for movement, which can give rise to fatigue and can lead to injury in workers. The risk rating is 4, which is low, and the risk control recommendation is to redesign workplace by providing adequate access and circulation space. That can be done by the management. Countermeasure act as an action aimed to eliminate a hazard completely. Companies should follow the hierarchy of controls to select the next best control to mitigate the risk of an accident, incident, injury, or near miss in the confined space. A hazard control hierarchy is simply the steps a company can take to reduce workplace hazards. The top levels are the most effective and the bottom levels are the lowest. First is the elimination level. This involves getting rid of a hazard completely. The second one is substitution, which is finding an alternative to replace the hazard. Next is the engineering control level. This involves a physical change in the workplace. The fourth level is called the administrative control. This involves changing the activities of people or the way they work. At the bottom of the pyramid is the personal protective equipment. It is worn by the workers to protect them from the hazard. For example, workers wear hats to protect their head from falling objects. The recommended control measure using the engineering control is to plan and design for easy handling and also reduce carrying distances. By doing this, it could eliminate risk factors, which are static or awkward posture, repetitive motion, and forceful exertion. For administrative control, the company should provide education and training for their workers. OSHA recommends that employers establish a formal training program to teach workers how to recognize and avoid material handling hazards, as well as teaching them the proper manual handling technique. Next, the workers should apply body system by practicing team lifting and carrying together heavy loads. They should also practice job rotation to reduce prolonged repetitive physical effort. Also, to make the stacks stable, they should mark the maximum height of a pile on a wall or shelving unit to keep the piles from growing too high. Other than that, they should use safety sign and hazard sign to warn other workers of potential hazards. The last one for administrative control is to have a proper housekeeping and a preventive maintenance program that are critically important in preventing injuries, illnesses, and even fatalities. Effective housekeeping includes keeping work areas neat and orderly, maintaining floors from slip and trip hazards, removing waste materials including fire hazard, and having adequate maintenance. The last countermeasure is to provide workers with personal protective equipment specifically for performing manual handling tasks and activities such as padded gloves, elbow pads, knee pads, and also safety boots. The PPE should fit well and is comfortable to wear by the worker.